Alright, so yeah, Leku, you've been here once before, but now you're going there for permanently. That was a sentence.
Yeah, for permanently.
Or permanently.
You're going there for good, never leaving.
You're not allowed to leave a room ever.
Oh god.
You're now eternally trapped here.
Yeah, you got all your stuff, all your bags. You got Freckles
What
beside you.
limited stuff I have, yeah.
You got your little badge, the little Crub Club, little pin goes on your robes. And oh no, you don't. Never mind.
Honestly,
Real quick.
Leku probably has it like on his white shirt underneath his freaking like overcoat. Leku probably enters the place. This thing.
All right. So you stride open the door, and you see the somewhat familiar faces of all the Crub Club members you've been introduced to so far. Just kind of bumming around the house.
Leku gives a shy wave and just continues on. Crap, I grabbed Freckles and not both of them. Now I just grabbed Leku. Fuck!
It's called click and drag.
That's what I'm doing! It's not selecting. There we
Miracle
go.
of life.
You see most of them don't really seem to even like acknowledge your presence. As you walk in, this one gives you a little wave of like just acknowledgement, not even really a hello. As you sort of just kind of close the door behind you and walk in.
Oh, if this follows the same procedure as the other place, I hope it does. That's just Leku talking in his head, nothing actually.
Sammy, get the fuck away from my door.
Leku makes his way up the stairway.
All right.
Shit.
The house is like a lot nicer than the freshman house, not in like what it's decked out with, but just like in the make of like the cabin. It seems a lot newer, a lot like less used in a sense. It's still got most of like the standard like cookie cutter sort of like build to it. It's still got the same fireplace with the same sword sort of mounted above it. All this exact same carpets, except now they're green instead of purple. And as you sort of stride upstairs, you see that there are two rooms, each with a little like plaque on them with a series of names. And you see that this one has 4 names on it, and then this one only has 1.
Oof.
I'm going to guess that that one is someone important, and I'm gonna walk over to this door and check the names.
So just reading the list of names, it says Arthras, Damien, Leku, and Mordecai.
Yeah.
More like
I open the
Arthur
door.
Ass. Emphasis on the R.
You're not a good bully, Cheeky. Just leave it for people who are.
Yeah, sure.
Bully himself.
Yeah, you,
And as you walk in, all of the beds look very pristinely made, and none of them look claimed, so you're not sure which one to set your stuff near.
Oof. Anxiety level 10.
anxiety leveled up.
We have a 2 out of 5
Leku is
chance.
going to do a close investigation as to see which beds have most been interacted with.
Make an investigation check.
Crap.
You sort of start looking around like real intensely.
Anxiety plus 10.
You can sort of smell that this bed at least smells a little bit different than the rest.
Okay.
You can't really place how, but just like as you're giving them all little sniffs, is to like just really test and like feel and like give a look see. This one has probably been used by someone.
Okay.
Or used by 2 people.
Yeah, you never know.
No.
I'm just
Drug
gonna.
plugins need to mate somehow.
I'm just gonna put my stuff down over here. in the corner of the room or side of the room. And just hope no one touches it. I do have the alarm spell on it though. Cast that this morning. Leko's probably going to just leave the room quietly and see what the hell's going on.
Alright, so you sort of head down, leaving the room, sort of closing the door behind you all nice and neat. And as you head down backstairs, you see that these three are just kind of idly chatting by the fire. They're not really doing anything. They're just kind of like having a cute little conversation. One of them's just off reading in the corner. Yeah, they're talking about the weather.
I heard they're reforming the Dawn Star. Vampire hunters.
Hunters or something.
Like, I'm just imagining like one of those like
Swords.
social classes though, where like they teach you how to be social and make conversation.
I thought mud crabs more fierce.
Leku's going to look at all the books over there and see if he notices any titles he could recognize as to a subject. What books are there?
All right, so you're sort of going down the lines, just sort of looking at all the indexes. A lot of these are very standard books, sort of like books that you sort of seen like a dozen times in the library, like a lot of multiple copies. There are some spell books. There are some textbooks from like your normal classes, sort of like lined along, and there's like 10 of each, especially on like these two bookcases. These two. It's like a lot of like big chunks of the same book sort of stretched up and down the case. And then there are a couple of like light reading books on this one, just like some fun little novels. The Percy Jackson books are up there.
I don't know why I find that funny.
And then also on this bookcase, it's just a lot of more like, it looks to be more like advanced level classes sort of things.
Does Leku find any books on alchemy?
Go make an investigation check.
Oh my god. The Wrath of the Elevens.
The only thing you're able to find is like 7 copies of the book you already have on your standard Alchemy 101 textbook.
If you read them all, you'll really know it.
You'll be really smart.
I'll know the one book that has the slight misprint.
The one book that someone drew a penis on like one of the diagrams on.
It was signed by Elliot.
Like, who's gonna look for some spell books?
Elliot was here.
Yeah, that's canon. That's canon.
Gotta. You dirty crubbies.
Do I find any books on magic and spells?
Oh, there's tons of them.
Like that whole bookcase.
That's like the whole shtick of all these books.
Fair enough.
You're in a magic place asking if there's
okay.
books about magic and spells.
Do I? Okay. Well, fucking crap.
Well, fuck off.
Leku's going to find a book he could probably handle on magic and pick it up.
Go and make a raw intelligence check just to determine your skill level.
Just a fate.
Raw and
Yeah, definitely not bad. You pick up one of the advanced spellcrafting books. There's a lot of like little simple charm spells in it.
Look who's gonna look around and realize that it's probably not best to read a book over where people are chatting, so look who's gonna go and sit down about here and just start reading.
Alright, so the other boy reading does not pay any attention to you as you sort of sit down. He sort of looks very absorbed in the book.
Hmm.
But then as you sort of like sit down, he kind of like looks up at you, like as you like make contact with the seat and like open up the book. And he sort of gives you like a harsh glare and then just kind of like, he doesn't shrug, but kind of just like stops, I guess, and just kind of goes back to reading his book.
Here in his lab.
Fair enough. And yeah, like who's gonna do that for the next couple of hours? Because he doesn't know what else to do.
Alright. So,
Back to the adventure.
God, I wish that was me.
we'll go ahead and cut back to the warehouse with the rest of our
Julian
heroes.
screaming. No,
To Julian crying and screaming, now wearing the ancient armor.
Hey, look, man. If Skyrim taught me anything, really old armor is actually better than modern day armor.
Yeah.
Julian's just gonna try and compose himself, bury his head in his helmet, and new rust. Would mending, like, get rid of the rust and not cause me to have, like, tinnitus? Or tetanus? I don't know where I got a ringing in the ear from.
I mean, I think just prestidigitation probably could.
You know, let's say yeah. I think that'd make a little bit sense. You just sort of Billy Mays OxyClean.
Billy Mays here!
Julian Farfire here with new mending!
With the bathroom gun!
Got a rusty tap? Don't know why you got a rusty tap. They made it out of stainless steel. The fuck you doing? Wrong carpenters.
And as you sort of do the little once over on all the little pieces, you're pretty sure the sword might be magical.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh.
Guys, check this out.
Alright.
I hold out this shitty little sword, expecting praise.
I mean, actually, is my
small dog.
detect magic still up? Or has it been?
Because I'm mean, I'll say no.
Oof.
Yeah.
Do I have a pearl
Okay.
worth 100 gold? Let me just pull that out of my eye real quick. I forgot to mention that in my backstory, his left eye is a pearl worth 100 gold.
Of course.
150.
I want to do detect magic, but I'm casting it as a ritual.
We don't have 10 minutes. You're adult. No. We don't have 10 minutes to... Actually, are we taking a short rest?
You can.
I mean, Elliot,
not-
like, looks pretty tuckered out. I'm gonna go make sure he's
Yeah.
okay. He was like...
Let's take a rest for Elliot's sake, you know.
Elliot looks better as you sort of look at him. He's had like 2 minutes of sit down, which seemed to like sort of let him compose himself. He's still got like dried blood all across his cheek from where he wiped his nose.
Oof.
He's very glistening right now with sweat. He's sort of loosening his already loosened tie.
Yeah, we
just
should
like,
probably
Taking
rest so he can, you know, not sweat
and
so much.
he doesn't seem like under the influence of any substances, but he seems to be like almost like he has like a headache, like just like he seems kind of like a little bit out of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna, like, massage his temples. I'm like, oh, you got it, Elliot. You're the man. You control shit with your mind. You're the best. You got this. Skeletons ain't nothing. Ain't nothing. You flung across the room like a ragdoll.
He sort of nods and he like allows you to give him the little rub. I think everyone else is on.
I have, like,
so-
no idea what I'm doing, but I'm doing it.
I think I'm slightly injured. Okay.
Kale looks at himself. I think I'm injured somewhere. There's a bit of pain.
I mean, it's been a week.
We can't see Elliot's health, so we don't know if he's injured or not.
Yeah. If you want, I can move the spirit turtle onto you.
I mean, who did get like blitzed that round? Like Yodel got hurt pretty bad, didn't he?
Yeah, but
Yeah, Uno's still got like some marks.
But he would have
past
marks,
injuries.
but yeah.
Yodel still has the cracked shell from the carpet incident.
Oh god.
He's just like very paranoid about fucking carpets.
Has a
Under the
mimic.
carpets?
you know,
Yeah, just like
under
a
the
baby
freaking
mimic.
tarps, remember there was magic stuff there.
Oh, at the front? I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Elliot, how often is it that in the human world or the mundane world, places will be warded with magic and have skeletons under the floorboards? Like, is this common? And I just didn't
says-
know.
I've never been anywhere like this in my entire life.
Huh.
This
I
is
feel-
really weird.
This
I
is fucking
feel like
spooky.
I want to explore this place and under the tarps more, but I want to be able
The
to run
question
the
you
fuck
should be
away with what
asking,
we're here for. I was like, how the hell did the book get here?
necromancy is fun.
It flew.
He says
Like this guy.
somebody stole the book, and they brought it here. That's all we know right now.
Wait. So a student is involved in this?
He says, or somebody
got
pretending
in.
to be a student. I don't know. It doesn't
Okay.
matter. We just need to get the book. If we can come up with a
There is a
convincing
spell
lie
called
to report
disguise
this, then we can do that. But for now, we just need to get the book back to the school and give it to Professor Rowan, and everything will be fine.
I do want to check under the tarp and like the other areas, but let's get the book first, in case something happens and we have to run. Because I'd rather have what we're here for and run the fuck away with what we have than check something and try to run away without it.
He says, Gail, if you want to look under the tarps, just go look under the tarps. If we have to run, we'll meet you on the way. That we can't leave without going past you anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna look under the tarp.
Oh
I'm
my-
very curious.
All right.
Cue boss fight.
Yeah. A beholder comes out of the tarp.
Shit. Just kind of walk up to Miriam, shaking my head. It feels like he's been wanting to look under there for a whole week.
I want to fucking know. I have a sense of stupid curiosity. Okay.
You want to hold my box, Miriam?
She says, yeah, sure.
It's kind of cool. He's friendly. Say hi. Call him Book Guy.
Friendly flies out of her hands and hits her in the face.
Friendly is also just a good name for the book.
Friendly, yes. I call him Friendly.
That is a blatant lie.
He just wants his friend back.
That is fair enough.
Would you not want
Call
your
him-
friend back if they were, like, stolen?
Call him lonely.
Oh.
All right. So, Gail, do you go off?
Well, be right back. Fuck.
Be right back.
So,
It's killed.
Elliot sort of takes the handle of this door and just kind of swings it open. Whatever symbols trapped it are gone after the skeletons are dead.
Not giving a fuck.
And
I just want to mentally prepare myself for more skeletons.
in the next room, as he just immediately walks in, there's like a stairwell leading up to a catwalk over like a very, very long drop.
Ugh.
Like a big hole.
So, big hole, stairway, something. Oh, catwalk. There you go.
It's like a catwalk that has like a deep hole under it.
Ah.
And
Good luck
The
with
catwalk is sort of suspended from the ceiling, and just down beneath is just like a giant pit that seems to go for like
Ugh.
That might be
maybe
an elevator.
miles down.
I don't like giant
That might
pits.
be an elevator.
It's not a phobia, but you know. It's a
Out of
giant pit.
character, I'm a druid. I can't die from fall.
What?
I'm a Genasi. I quite literally can't die from falling, basically.
Only because
yes.
you changed it.
I'll pull out my wand and kind of like tap it on the floor as I go forward like a blind man, making sure the floor's not going to crumble underneath me. Just seeing this stuff, it doesn't.
With your little like
Hey, I rolled big
1
for
foot
that.
long wand.
Yeah. I got a thick wand, boys.
It's bigger than average.
No,
So
you cast,
the floor has like fallen away here, and there's just like metal grating underneath it.
you
Oof.
cast extendo on your wand.
Sorry, what did I miss?
I just
Oh,
try to be
we
very,
all
very
died.
careful.
Yeah, but what actually happened? Like,
Nothing
because
yet.
of
Rock
the
spell and we died.
Julian pulled out his wand and started tapping the ground.
Yeah, dude.
I know that.
That's all that's happened. Nothing new.
Yeah, I want to check under the fucking tarp. I don't care.
All right, so Gale, you're just sort of heading back there intermediately. Miriam is sort of like walking with the box, and she's not like super accustomed to like its movements, so she just kind of like sort of fast walking as it just like keeps pushing her up the stairs like towards the catwalk.
I want to jog after her. I don't want her to go too far ahead.
And the catwalk is like suspended from the ceiling by little like wire cords, and it goes a very, very long way over just like this pit of like nothingness.
Ooh.
And there's like no other detours or rooms off this catwalk except for like a big wall that it meets at the end, and there's like a little wooden door at the end.
Ha.
A wooden door? Hang on. It's a wooden door
Drop
down out
something
here.
off the edge.
Everything's made metal from here.
Yeah. The wooden doors are better than any metal door.
Wooden doors are cool. Yertle looks under his arm.
Has wooden doors.
Don't worry, I'm vouching for you.
It's okay. You're all good.
We had our
Don't
brooms,
think you
didn't we? Like, we brought our brooms.
Mhm.
I assume we just
Yeah,
left
you guys
them
have your brooms.
outside. There's some curry in it. Oh,
I mean, you
dude,
could have put them in the car if you wanted to, but you guys didn't say that you did.
I
so
don't
it didn't-
think I don't think I'd leave my wand in a muggle's car, or a normie's car. A muggle's TM. We can't.
yeah, normies is
cut
good.
that out. Cut that out.
Noise.
I actually, I really like
I
normies.
like
As the,
normie.
Someone drop something off the edge.
I'm gonna take one of my dead rats and throw it ahead. Just kind of checking.
make a strength check to see how far you throw it.
Oof, big guns coming out. Oof!
Big
Whoa!
guns coming out.
The freaking baseball
Throws it across
pitch.
the room.
All right, yeah. So you hurl that rat 100 feet, and it smacks into that door and slowly slides down the surface of it.
I flex.
Disgusting.
I flex a little.
And as it slams into the door, you see like little red ripples appear on the surface of the door, like where it hit. And like a little bit of like similar red writing to the ward that was on all the doors sort of flashes.
I turn around
It goes away.
and just rub my chin as expected.
The door opens up. Did someone knock?
My expert.
A little old lady with a tray of
skills.
cookies comes out.
That's when the second rat comes out.
The second rat out of nowhere to the face of the old lady.
I'm gonna very proudly just walk forward.
All right, so you get about 30 feet into the catwalk, and then you sort of step, and around your foot appears a bunch of red symbols. And then you look up as you hear like this like sort of like scuffling sounds, and out of the ceiling bursts a skeleton arm.
Shit! How high up?
Out
Grab
of the
his
ceiling.
new shiny helmet
And
and
it's
take
there's sort
it
of the sound of rattling bones as this skeleton crawls out of the ceiling and falls onto the ground in front of you.
Wait. Ah, shit! I should cast Feather
Before it
Fall.
drops down, it takes its hat back.
And then a bunch of other skeletons start crawling out of the ceiling and bursting through the tile.
I'm going to pretend to be one of them.
Signor El Magico.
More of these, I swear. Don't kill me.
You
The
told me.
squishy boys are back.
I drop onto my ass. Very unhappy about this situation. Mr. Elliot, there's more skeletons.
You're gonna need a gale.
Well, no, don't worry, Dante's with us somewhere.
Alright, everybody roll initiative.
So that includes
Is
me.
it Dante with us?
Yes, Gale also.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't think Elliot is able to handle this. Also, didn't they have a Dante?
We once upon a
They
time.
definitely did have a Dante at some point.
Ghost.
Not 20 stealth made the DM forget he existed.
Oh yeah, he did.
Dante wasn't feeling well, and he faded to dust.
Oh, shit. Why do all
I'm
my
not feeling
freaking
so
spells
good.
make such loud noises?
Alright, so the skeletons get to go first. Alright, so these skeletons start like clawing and like gnashing at you just like immediately. This one doesn't do much. This one comes over to you, takes his sword.
Oh God, Jeff is
boy.
reverberating.
Can I like turtle behind the shield I grabbed?
Alright, so the one with the
Never
sword rolls a 17 to hit you,
Oof.
and rolls an 8 for damage.
Oof.
Okay, so he just sort of like thrusts the blade and like just gashes into your left arm and just like slices through.
Can I
one
flex
over here
and
is
grapple
kinda-
the sword?
Try.
It just hurts more.
The rest of them are just kind of move up because they can't really get past their friends. This one is going to go after Elliot.
No.
Shit, do I help Elliot or do I help Julian?
Don't worry,
Ooh,
boy.
okay. This guy
Moral
crits Elliot, and Elliot is kind of like sitting there, like holding his head. He looks over just in time to see the skeleton go and push him off the edge.
No.
Also dealing 5 damage. He kind of just like starts like being pushed off the railing and just kind of like over half of his body is like over it, like he's like it's almost like the bar is like where his like legs meets his back, and the skeleton is like chokehold, like trying to push him over the edge.
It's like in the WWE
But like
games.
he's like trying to push himself back up, so he's like not off. He's like teetering almost.
Elliot, no!
Okay, so this guy crit fails, so he just kind of falls off into the pit,
Oh no. He
and
starts to do,
he
like,
just
a
kind of
kickflip.
he just sails down, and you guys do not hear him land.
Oh no.
This one rushes up to Miriam, and he does the opposite of a crit fail. He crit successes.
Oh my god, how many crits are you getting on us? This is
I'm,
Well,
I'm
I mean-
pretty surprised. I like these dice.
He's rolling only crit ones and crit 20s.
You look at your freaking D20s, just all 20s.
Oh no, it's half of it's 20s, half of it's
Half of
ones.
its ones.
So it's just a coin?
Yeah.
It's just a really advanced coin. Yeah.
It's just...
Ooh, okay, yeah. So this skeleton like tackles Miriam and just like starts gnawing her in the neck, and blood starts
No.
squirting, and she goes down.
Scarf protector.
Protect the
The scarf, because its magic does not get stained by the blood. But the
Great.
blood still goes everywhere, and the skeleton just kind of like on top of her.
erotic.
Elliot's turn. He's going to do a check to try to wiggle out of the way.
This isn't.
He gets into a very awkward position because he's fully pushed off the edge now as the skeleton is like leaning over the railing, like pushing him off. But he's gotten like completely like stretched, and he's got like his feet on the railing, and he's like pressing his back against the wall.
Oh my god.
So he's like chimney climbing, like falling, like slowly
I need to
skidding down the surface of the wall as the skeleton is just like still trying to gnaw at him. But because he's grappling him, he can't actually get at him. So, Gale, what's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah.
Do I not hear? I don't hear combat, I assume, because I'm way too far away.
You do not hear any of this, but you can move your speed or dash to go into the warehouse
Yeah.
building.
Good
It's fine.
It's all good. No big problems are happening.
No salt whatsoever.
That didn't even have salt in it, Sam. What are you talking about?
Looks like some McDonald's chips, man.
Yeah, just some
Remember
McDonald's chips.
remember the warnings. That one's the fun times.
Yeah, clearly.
That one's necromancy.
That one's a one.
Gale, with his previous experience of what the fuck is going on, will stab the bag.
You just go up and stab the bag.
You
If
enter
it's
the
gonna attack him,
Grandmaster
you might as well
Lich.
hit it first.
So you just walk up to the bag and stab it.
Yeah. Like the side of it.
Alright, so you just kind of unsheath the big old crystal sword and you give it just a good jab in. It sort of makes like a big squishy sound, like you stab your like when you stab some chicken.
Delicious.
Like just like your sword sort of kind of slides into what feels like meat.
Look inside.
Weesh.
And nothing happens. Alright, so Miriam gets to make a death save.
No.
Miriam rolls a crit 20.
Don't even say it.
No, she does not. She
don't
fails
say
a
it.
death save. There's a
Okay.
little failure buck. Okay, I'll just keep track of that somewhere else.
This is where we lose 2 NPCs.
Why are you saying it?
No, it's not.
Why are you saying
Sam? It's not that. Don't know why you would say that.
Alex gets his love taken away in 2 games.
Look. Don't
That's when he
don't even
stops.
try me.
So what would type of roll would I have to do to save Elliot from Skeleton McGee? Is a good question.
Either an attack or a tackle to get the skeleton off of him.
Yodel, if she failed 1 save, if the skeleton attacks her, she's gone.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm up
I
next.
have a bonus action of healing words. Leave me the fuck alone, boy.
Okay? I'll shut up.
Get out of here, you crubby.
You crummy.
Okay, bye.
Where are you, Mr. Destruction Wizard? Sure could use one of them right now.
Actually, we could. Really could.
He left. He actually left, by the way.
Is Leku a destruction
I
wizard?
don't know, he knows spells.
It is an illusionist destruction.
Just
So
help.
I'm going to try tackle the cunt
Give him the
who's
door.
messing with Elliot. Well, not tackle. I'll just fucking slam him with the door, I guess. And as my bonus action, I'm healing wording Miriam.
Alright, go ahead and do the attack roll and the healing word. Okay, she's at 4. Yeah, that does not hit. So, you're sort of trying to figure out how to, like, hit the skeleton while not hitting Elliot down into the pit.
Yeah.
And you just can't really get the angle in without hitting both of them.
Shit.
Julian, you got a lot going on.
Yeah, I'm
3
gonna
skeletons
kind
get an
of.
attack of opportunity if you move away.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at my bone zone I'm in right now, looking back at my mates who are dealing with 2.
Imbeck.
Apologies.
And
One of them was
almost
about
like
to be pushed down a cliff.
I know, almost like a Pikachu. I'm gonna look to these ones and tell them to heck off. And I'm a cast Shatter, like around here, so I can get them all.
Here, we'll just move the turtle, and then we'll increase his radius to see what we got going on.
Yeah. Well, it's a 10 foot from where that is. Anywhere that's not going to hit me, mainly. Hopefully.
Do not take the sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
The spirit turtle.
Mine turtle.
Mine turtle. Hello.
Oh,
I want to make one of those now.
a mine turtle.
Yeah.
Oh no, Elysia's just gonna be carrying around grenades that are just turtle
Okay,
shaped.
so Julian, as you do this, the 3 normal skeletons, this one gets shocked and he dies
Woo!
instantly. These 2 in the front also seem to get affected by the shock. The 2 in armor do not even look to be phased by
Ooh.
the attack. And then do you do anything else?
Well, I'm gonna healing word.
grenades, but they'll
Miriam?
fuck with spiders as well.
She within
Oh, that was it 30 feet? Ah, shit. I might just
35
have
to get to her.
I might just have to inspire people. Shatter. That does bonus damage to what? I'll inspire Miriam. Give her a d6 on what she does. And be very angry at my situation.
I'll be with you real soon, okay?
Alright, so the rolls for all the skeletons. This one also rolls a natural one,
Oh.
so he just kind of like swings past you and it completely misses. You can get an attack opportunity if you want on that.
Oh,
Yeah, if the guys made a stone, crystal, and metal, it would have done more damage.
fuck you, buddy.
Kill me, that third
A
just
two.
metal
A two.
said.
Well, 4 if
Can
bludgeoning.
Shatter just destroy their fucking shields and helmets?
Yeah, so you just sort of smack him and just like lay into his back as he like passes you.
Just a pat on the back, it's emotionally hurt.
As you turn, these guys sort of like adjust to make sure that they can all like crowd around you.
No.
And these two guys with the swords deal
Oof. Deal oof damage.
17 points of damage with their
Oh.
swords.
I'm well asleep, boy. Snooze time.
And then this one, just to feel nice, yeah, he misses.
Oh, thank God.
He's kind of backs off, just decides that they got this one.
You
So
got
they
this.
sort of like, they just like start shanking you with these swords.
Bridge and clear! Bridge and clear!
My
Bridge
lord.
clear, bridge clear!
Alright, Elliot's up. Elliot's gonna make another athletics check.
DDT.
Oof. Do it, Elliot.
The skeleton natural crits.
Oh my god.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Okay.
by the vice.
So Elliot suddenly gives like a little burst of strength, but the skeleton just keeps shoving him down, and he essentially like begins like dangling upside down from the pit, like just holding onto the skeleton,
Can you get
like grabbing his ribs as the skeleton tries to stay onto the catwalk. But they're both like tilted at such a weird angle, and they're both about to fall off. So Gail, how's it going?
This is bad. Okay.
I'm gonna change the music. I don't.
Oh my god, why do I imagine it like it goes to the fight and then it just cuts away to like Leku or Lazy just sitting around?
Just like bumming around.
Really
Comes back to the.
calm.
So a bunch
Like,
of
I'm
new
just,
like-
students show up today. It's really weird.
All right, so Gail, you sort of toss the tarp open, and as you do that, you see a bunch of little flashes in the air, like little almost like fairy lights, but they're red, and they're a bunch of like what look like the warding symbols you saw. And as you throw the tarp open,
Don't throw it open. I was like peeking under. I don't.
just even as you peek, the symbol would appear where you disturb it, and a little scaly boy pops out,
Yeah.
and so does one of his friends.
Hello,
Of
He-Man.
thy bones!
And you're already in initiative, so they're not going to go ahead of you because they just got up. But if you want, you can get an attack in. All right, so Miriam's turn. Oh wait, crap! I didn't make the skeletons attack Elliot or Miriam.
Yeah, you did. What are you on about?
Also,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so the skeleton already had immediately taken her back down to 0.
Goddamn.
So now she gets to make a death save again. Oof. Alright,
Oh,
so
that
this
was
is a
a
new
very
death,
nice-
so she still only got 1 fail. But she is failing. Yurdle, you're back up.
Yo,
Well, actually, I guess
Miriam!
in all
That's
fairness, I guess the box would also have a turn.
What about the scarf, mate? Scarf turn. Destroy.
Miriam, stay the fuck up! This skeleton's going to be a pain in the ass.
Gonna attach daggers
is
to the scarf at some point.
My, I click it twice.
I'll make it a combat scarf. Don't worry.
Okay. Why is my healing words not working?
Well, you gotta. Like,
There we are. Healing words, Miriam, and then I'm going to try pull Elliot up. I guess. You know, fuck the skeleton. I'm going to try pull Elliot up so he's not
All
falling.
right, go ahead and make an athletics check.
Athletics. Fuck me.
Alright, yeah, you don't get a good grip on him. And as you sort of move up to him, the skeleton gets an attack of opportunity, but he misses. Alright, Julian, death save.
Just having a light nap.
Fuck,
lads.
that's right.
Just a light nap.
Apologies.
Oof.
I revived your
Alright,
your
one
buddy
fail.
instead of you.
It's alright.
What is up with these death saves?